Yesterday, we told you of the murder of 47-year-old businessman Ruben Perez, who was killed in his office at Perez Aggregates near the intersection of Vernon and Tabru Streets and the George Price Highway. The incident happened just after 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon. At the scene, Love News spoke to Inspector Alejandro Co of the Crimes Investigative Branch, who told us what the preliminary investigation was showing. A motive for the shooting was yet to be determined, and as we told you yesterday, due to previous robbery attempts at Perez's business place, he had installed surveillance cameras on the property, which investigators were reviewing in addition to canvassing the area and interviewing neighbors. With a significant breakthrough in the case, Senior Superintendent Chester Williams summoned the media for an update into this investigation. Superintendent Hilberto Romero of the Crimes Investigative Branch led the briefing.
We have arrested two persons, Keon Dennison and Tyron Reed. They will be charged for this murder. We would like to thank the public for their assistance. We had several tips that we followed up, and this led to the arrest of these two persons. They are not known to us. Based on investigation and with the cooperation of several elements of the police department, we were able to apprehend them and conducted some searches where the stolen phone belonging to the deceased was also recovered. We know that they did not have any prior history. The information is they randomly targeted that business place. We have established that the motive for that was robbery. We know at some point there was a struggle, at which point one of the assailants fired that single shot towards the deceased. The information again we have got is that business place was randomly selected. You know, it's at the end of Vernon Street. We know that there is no security posted there, so they randomly chose that particular business and targeted that area. At some point, the person that had the firearm seems to just have fired that shot after there was a small struggle with the deceased.
As we told you, the two minors being charged for yesterday's murder are not known to the authorities. Senior Superintendent Chester Williams spoke on these two culprits.
There are two young persons. One of them is 19, and I think the other one is not even more than 20 as well. Two young people. And one is from Mascal, and one is from Dangriga. So you would see why they are not persons who will be known to us in terms of being involved in criminal activities in Belize City. How they got together to perpetrate the act yesterday, we do not know. We're still trying to ascertain that. Our investigation is still in its infantry stage, coming up. We have gathered a lot of information, as Mr. Romero have said, and for sure, based on what we have, we will be arresting and charging those two persons today. But to answer your question, yes, they're amateurs, and like you have also pointed out, you could see in the video, they are not persons who would seem to be stable handling a gun. So it's things that we need to look at. And going into the Christmas anti-crime campaign again, what we impress on our officers is to do more stop and search, especially when they're policing these hotspots, the business area, and we must be able to target those persons who we know have the propensity of committing crime when we see them in these areas, to ensure that they are searched. We do not want them to be riding around or walking around carrying firearms, looking for persons to prey on. So it is something that we will also intensify our stop and search method, because that is a part of our bread and butter in terms of how we do policing.
Inspector Alejandro Coa spoke on where these men were picked up and where the investigators found the businessman's cellular phone.
The two suspects that we have at this time, they were detained at different times in different places. One was detained in a pre-dawn operation this morning, and the other one was just detained about 2 hours ago. As we mentioned, the phone belonging to the deceased was found with the second person. Presently, we are chasing back to all persons that he dealt with so that we can link up and to gather more evidence regards in dealing with the phone. No? As we mentioned again, one is from Dangriga. very, very seldom he comes to Belize City, and the other one is from Mascal, no? So that's why they were not, when he had that first footage, when we read at the first time, we had that we didn't have that knowledge of what this person were. But again, with the cooperation from the people, we give them many thanks, because if it's not for them, we won't get to them as quick as we had done today. The firearm has not been recovered, but we are working on it, and probably we might get it some time, but we are working on that at this time. We are following another lead that we cannot disclose at this time, but probably we might have get it sometime.
Paris and his siblings are known to be in the hardware and aggregates business, as one of his siblings carries out a similar business in the Ladyville area. His family is originally from West Canal in Belize City.